Hi there, this is Shawn Hansen, and it's Make It Monday. Today, I'll be walking you through the process of making some simple changes to a page from my Plan and Doodle journal, adding one of the Master Resale Right graphics that is included as part of the Ultimate Sellers Pack. And when we're done, we'll have a self-care planner template that you can use as a standalone item or as a starting point for an entire planner or journal. If you don't have your own copy of the Plan and Doodle Journal Ultimate Sellers Pack, you can grab it at the link that you see on your screen. Okay, let's get started. First, we're looking at the print version of the Plan and Doodle Journal, and I'm going to save as self-care page template. So I'll go up to File and Save As, make sure this is on my desktop, and self-care page template. Click OK. Next, I'm going to switch from the median color set to the Plan and Doodle Flowers custom color set, which is part of the Ultimate Sellers Pack. Don't worry if you don't have that Ultimate Sellers Pack. You can continue to work with the median color set and you'll get similar results. So I'm going to go up to Design and Colors. And here's the custom color set that's already installed. And just like that, the colors change. If I go through a few of the pages in the planner, you're going to see that the Plan and Doodle journal combines how to draw elements with planning elements. We'll be modifying a slide that's already here to create our self-care page template. So I want to go ahead and remove the slides we don't need. I actually want to work with the day number 6 slide, so I'm going to delete everything before that slide and everything after it. So here's day 6, and I don't need the day 6 marker. I just need the slide that follows it, and I'll get rid of everything else, which leaves us with this single slide. Now, first up, I want to change the font. So I'm going to go up to my search and choose Change Font after I click in an area that has the font that I'm changing. Now, on a PC, this is slightly different. You'll be up in your ribbon, and you'll be looking for the Find button, which will allow you to replace fonts in a similar manner as I'm going to show you right now on my Mac. So I'm just going to click Replace Fonts. This is Shadows into Light 2. It's a free Google font. And I actually want to use this font called Birdie. Birdie is a font I purchased at Creative Fabrica. You can substitute any font you want, or you can keep the font the same. Then I'm going to click Close. You'll see that I need to make some adjustments. Let me undo that font change. You'll see that the Today is on one line, but when I change to the Birdie font, it's a little bit larger. So I'm going to change the size on the fonts in this particular layout. Go back to my home screen. This is currently 18. I'm going to drop it to 16. And then I'm just going to slide this over a bit to keep the Today is on one line. And I want to make the individual columns that has the Today is as small as possible so that that line that follows it looks good. I'll come in here to this table and I'll do the same thing. I want to change this to 16. And also in the top to do table, 16 and 16 here. I'll go ahead and save. Now that the new font is in place and adjusted, I want to remove the How to Draw Graphics and table to begin transforming this template into what I want. So I'm going to open up my selection pane. And I want to get rid of the step 1, 2, and 3 and the steps table elements. So I'm just going to select them on the selection pane and then hit delete on my keyboard. Now that I've done that, we're going to start transforming things. And I want to begin with changing the top 3 to-do table to a 3 things that made me smile today table. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to just highlight top 3 to do and change this to 3 things that made me smile today. And I want to center this text, so I'll just change that. I want to go ahead and remove the line that is in this table below that new title. So I'll go up to Table Design, and with my cursor clicked in that first row, I want to go no border. So you see that's taken away that top line. Then I actually want to change this to blue, and I want it to be the blue of the Today Is. So I'm going to highlight that, go back home, and you'll see it's this color blue here, the blue gray accent one, darker 25%. So I want to change this to that same color. And now that I've done that, I want to rename the top 3 to-do table to just smiles. And I'm going to save. With that done, I want to go ahead and move it up towards the top and center it. Make sure that the Today Is centered. And now that this is up here, I'm just going to copy and paste just a Command or Control C and a Command or Control V on my keyboard. And for this copied table, I want this to be 3 things I am grateful for today. So I'm just going to change the title, 3 things I'm grateful for today, and reorganize this. This is actually now 3 things. And I'll reorder that so that the smile table is in order, and then 3 things. I also want to add another table in between the grateful table and the notes table, but there's not enough space. And that's okay, because I want to change the notes table into a reflections on the day table. And it's going to be smaller. It's going to be 4 rows like the other tables versus the 7 rows it is currently. So I'm going to select and delete the bottom 3 rows. Just select those and then right click on my mouse and delete rows. I want to then move this down so that the bottom edge is where my guidelines are. And I'm going to change notes to reflections on the day. And I'll click away, and I actually want to change the way the lines show up on this. Instead of individual lines, I want to do the outline. So I'm going to select this table, go up to Table Design, make sure that I've got my blue pen color. So it's this blue here. I'm going to go no borders and then outside borders. And now that I've done that, instead of this being a notes table, I'm just going to call this reflections. And with that done, I have ample space to put my 3rd table in. So I'm going to take this grateful table and copy and paste, again, just using my keyboard. And I'll drag that down. And this is going to be 3 things I did for myself today. And I'll rename this For Me and reorganize things. So I've got my Today Is, my smiles, my 3 things I'm grateful for, and my For Me table on top of the reflections. And I'll save. Now I've got all the tables that I want. I just want to do a little bit of reorganizing for space. And then I'll save. Next thing I want to do is I want to change the background color. So I'm going to go to Design and Format Background. And instead of white, I'm going to take this lightest yellow. Finally, I want to go ahead and add a floral decoration to this new template. So I'm going to use one of the Master Resell Right graphics that's included as part of the Ultimate Sellers Pack. And I'm going to go up to Insert, Picture from File. And I've got this colored flower number 7. And I want to go ahead and crop this. so that I'm just working with the image and no space around it. And I'll crop it like that. Then I want to work on the transparency. I want to make this about 85% transparent. And I want to increase the size. Right now, it's a little over 7.5 inches. I want to make that 11 inches, but I want to keep the ratio of height to width. So make sure that this box is checked. And then I'm just going to type in 11 and hit return. And that enlarges it without giving you any distortion or odd shape to the image. And I'm going to go to my selection pane and call this flower. And I just want to work on placing it. And I like the way that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and crop it once more. And this time I'm going to crop it to the slide, like so. Crop, click away. I might want to move this over just a bit. Go back to crop and then pull this out, like so. I like that. And I'm going to put this below everything. And then save. Now I'm going to duplicate this and show you if you'd like to go for a slightly different look. So this is one way to go ahead and edit the Plan and Doodle Flowers Planner into something completely different using some of the content from the Ultimate Sellers Pack. All right, let's transform this even a bit more. First thing I want to do is I'm going to swap some tables for some shapes. So I'm just going to insert a shape right over the reflections table, like so. And I don't want this shape to be filled, but I do want the outline to be this color that we've been using, this blue. And I want to come in here and do these sketched lines. So I'm going to call this reflections box. And I'm going to turn that off for a minute. And then I'm just going to copy the text here. And then I'll turn off the table, turn the box back on, and just double click for a text box, paste that in, and move it over. And with that in place, I can go ahead and get rid of that reflections table that was there. And we'll take the box and the text and move it to the bottom. Actually, right on top of the flower, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and insert another rectangle. And I'm going to use this last line of the for myself table here. Once again, just to create the shape, I don't want any fill. I do want my blue outline, and I want to go with that sketched look again. And then I'm going to copy and paste and just lay this out. And copy and paste and lay that out. And then I'm going to copy this text. And then I'm going to turn off the for me table and just double click to create another text box, paste that in. And I actually think I'm going to go ahead and center these just like they are with the table. So this reflections on the day, I'll go ahead and center that like so. And then the three things, I'm gonna just tap this up, 1, 2, tap this up 2, tap this line, the second little table here, up 1. And I'm gonna copy that number 1 there. Click over here for a text box. So here's my number 1. Copy and paste. This is going to be my number 2. Just align these. And copy and paste. And this will be my number 3. and click away and look at that. Tap this over. I like the way that looks. So I no longer need the for me table. So I'll delete that. And this is going to be FM for me 3. I'm going to copy that. This is 2. And this is 1. And this is for me. And this is for me rectangle 1. For me rectangle 2. And for me rectangle 3. So I'll grab these, put them here like that. And I'm going to group this. Call this for me. And now that I have that, I can actually just copy this and paste it and move it into position. And this is going to be grateful. Let's close that up. And I'll go ahead and get rid of the 3 things I'm grateful for here. I am grateful for today. It's going to change this to I'm to keep it consistent and center that. And then one more, we've got the smiles. So I'll just grab the grateful, copy and paste, set it on top. And this is smiles. Let's call this smiles. And this will be 3 things that made me smile today. And I'll center that like so. So I've got the today is table. Get rid of the smiles. We've got the reflections box. These 2 I'm going to group. Reflections. Now this today is line is a little out of place considering now if I turn off, I'm going to go up to view and I'm going to turn off my guides and my grids so that you get a clear sense. And you could space these out a little more. It's up to you. So you really see the wavy part of the lines. So this straight line really sticks out. So you have a couple of options. You could just eliminate it by simply going up to table design and getting rid of the borders entirely. Or you can do a little trick here. And I'm going to, in the reflections, grab this box and then I'm going to copy it and paste it. And I'm going to pull it up here so that the top line is about where I want it. Resize this. Pull this up like so. And then working, I actually want to work with the bottom line. You'll see why in just a second. Give myself a little bit more room. Just make sure that these line up. It's good. Down like so. And then I'm going to insert a square. And I want this fill to be the background color. So I'll just use the eyedropper and no outline. And then click away. And if I zoom in, I can fine tune this a bit. I'm going to make one more box here, like so. Fill, no outline. And then just bump that over until the edge of the upper line shows up. Same over here. Like so. And now I'm going to take it back down. I think we were about 82%. It still is a little off. Let me zoom in again. And then go back down. And that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to combine these. Group this. Call that the today is line. And I'm going to say today is box so that I don't get confused. And that is a more playful version of the initially edited and modified self-care page template. One with the straight lines and one with the curved lines. Go up here and just adjust this a little bit more. Pull that column over. That's better. And I'll save. This is an example of one of the quick and easy ways you can transform the Plan and Doodle Flowers Journal into something completely new. And remember, if you don't yet have your copy of the Plan and Doodle Journal Ultimate Sellers Pack, you can grab it at the link you see on your screen. My name is Shawn Hansen. I hope you've enjoyed this Make It Monday and that you've been inspired to create something new right along with me.